Hey Finley, can you say like, share, and subscribe?
Like, share, and subscribe.
No, we want to say click those ads.
No.
Here we are. Beautiful morning, but some threatening clouds, but we're not too worried about that because we've got all day. The race is a night race. Kacy, you ready to go?
This second, no. But I'm ready to race today.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time this morning. Practice starts at 1. I think we'll be ready to go. It's a glorious morning and we have a little bit of time this morning with the night race. Things getting started later. You can see we've got some kids here. Our boy Sam, a few of his buddies playing some playground basketball, and it's an interesting morning when you get to wake up a little bit later, walk around, kind of have some free time. Things will get going here at 1 o'clock. Looks like we've got some weather coming in, but we are here. I spent a lot of time as a kid on the playgrounds playing basketball. Some of the best memories of my life on a playground basketball court. So with that in mind, we are here at the playground basketball court of go-kart racing, Newcastle Motorsports Park.
The morning walk with Dad.
You know, seeing those kids play, I was thinking last night we had practice for the night race, and as a kid and as an adult, I think you probably know those buddies and friends that are scared of their own shadow. And I've never been one of those people. I mean, it's not that if I go to a movie and I see some woman's head turn around, it doesn't spook me or something like that, but not really scared of the shadows. And I found through practice last night and remembering last year's race that when I get out on the go-kart track, I am scared of shadows because they're everywhere. The lighting is as good as they can get it, but it's dark and shadows are flying everywhere, and every time I see one I think I'm getting passed because that's what usually happens. But we're gonna push through it and see how we can do. If the shadows don't get me, missing the apexes will.
Okay, it's qualifying time. Kind of dry, mostly wet. Old man's got some slicks on. There's the track. Kind of a dry line, a little bit. So more people took this than I thought would, but yeah, get him going.
So my qualification's over and I wasn't even gonna go out, and then I just noticed that the track was drying, and I originally was just gonna, okay, I'll go out and put down a lap, and the track just kept getting better and better, and actually I think there were a few others that ended up going out on slicks, and they were a little faster than I was. A little more courage on their part, we'll say. And so we're starting 14th. Now the bad news is I didn't really gain a lot. I think I was 14 out of 17 that took times, and back 18 on back. Some of the people that did not qualify are pretty good. So should be an action-packed semi-feature.
Qualifying's over, and this is going to surprise no one. I did not do well in qualifying. It's incredibly frustrating how my driving was. So I qualified 8th, and just annoyed with myself because I mean the kart was there. It's just little mistakes, and those add up. So I've got to fix that before the pre-final here. And it was dry in qualifying. Getting hit by a little sprinkle right now, but I think it's going to stay dry. And so luckily we've got that pre-final, and you know, try to work up towards ideally top 5. I think would be pretty ideal to start the final in. So just make up a few spots. Really, 8th is not a bad starting spot. I mean, I think there were, let's see, 30 people turned in times in that one. I know there's quite a bit more there, and that frustrates me, but I'll try to get it ironed out for the pre-final rather. Well, Benji's here now. He was at a what was it, a Backstreet Boys today. Oh, okay.
But it's very, there's a lot of powerful people in that. It's tough to get our schedules together. It's a pretty premier exclusive league, so I had to do it. Got here a little late, missed qualifying. If it doesn't rain, I think I'm gonna race. If it rains, I'm probably not racing.
There you go. We never know. We're always in limbo.
All right, much anticipated Labor Day weekend race here. It's our night race on a Saturday night, and you can see that it just doesn't get off to a good start. I qualified 14th. Terrible start here. Didn't stick with Brian's bumper, and get caught behind Jeff here. Brent takes an outside line on me. It just doesn't seem like I've got very good acceleration here. Move a little bit wide for Alan, and I think that threw us off. Somebody got into the rear of me there, tossed me off the track, and just the line began, and they took my Halloween candy from me there. So you know, it doesn't get any better from here on. I just didn't have real good pace in this race, and the kart had felt pretty good qualifying, but get behind Todd here and actually had a run that if I could have maybe given a little room, I might have done something a little different. Chris, I'm not sure why he was so far back there. He's usually one of our top 5 runners, and he gets by me and just leaves me in the dust. So coming here into the I don't know what had happened to Joe, but I thought he was off the pace. When I saw that, I thought something was wrong with him. And so when he comes back on my inside here, it surprised me because he was, I didn't see the kerfuffle he must have gotten into. And so following him down here, trying to keep up. I'm guessing he had some sort of a problem because Joe's always fast, and just completely blow the 70 hairpin there, leave the door open for Brian. And from beginning to end, it's pretty much how not to run a race. And if we had more time and more video, we could bore you all to tears with the mistakes I made. But you know, it is what it is. We'll come back and start the final on 20th.
Here I am starting in 8th, but let's just take a second to look at how bad my LED job is. I had the idea to do an outline of my numbers, so 14, but it ended up just terrible. Looks like Frankenstein stitches or something. But here we go, getting off to a good start. Got Josh and Evan in front of me here, and I get to the inside of Josh and actually make up 2 spots there. And got the chance here to make up 3. Oh, what's that? Nope, 4 spots. Pretty good start. Can't complain. So got off to a good start here, and you'll see like even though I had a good start, my kart just wasn't quite there. And I just, at least early on, I was sliding around. I couldn't exit corners well, and you see here I pay the price, and the 187's able to get around me, and so push him for a while, just try to catch the pack in front. And then we had started catching him, and I thought at this point my kart was in, and it felt really good, so I thought I'd go ahead and try to move in front of him and take the position. So now we're trying to reel in that pack in front of us, but they had other ideas. And you can see here how another kart, how big of a help that is. He stalled, he was just running my speed, and then you get that additional karts, and boom, makes a huge difference. And so two spots lost there, was able to hold off Josh. And here we're going to see a battle going down in towards I-70, and I'm kind of a spectator here and gonna come out and just end up just pushing Riley here, and things start getting a little racy at the end of this straightaway, and that ultimately leads into a little bit of an incident that I have mixed feelings on. You guys tell me what you think. It was not egregious, but I'm not sure that I was at fault, or if not at fault, right here for shoving Josh off. Yeah, so you guys just tell me. If coming out of the race, I thought it was my fault, and then after watching the footage, I'm not so sure. Like, I mean, I had the inside line, and I never try to run people off, but my line was kind of gonna put me there, and so you guys tell me. Not a big deal at all. I mean, Josh and I talked about it afterwards, and you saw that he passed me back because he was flying that day. And here we're going into the last lap, and he went on the defensive. I had Nicholas behind me pushing me, and I knew Josh was mad, and I knew he was going to send it in there, so luckily I didn't dive down, because it would have gotten a little ugly. And so he was able to make a really good pass there, and Nicholas just didn't have the draft, and I was able to squeak it out and finish in 6th. Overall, not a bad run. Look forward to the final.
So it literally came down to a coin toss at Benwood race today, and it was called heads, and heads was won. So here he is, starting at the back of the pack. What's your goal? Your mission?
Bring home one piece.
I like it. Hopefully an achievable goal. It's like Cinderella with the slipper, a perfect fit. A perfect fit.
All right, after a no-go and qualifying started from the back, Jacob to my left. Plan was just gonna hang out on the first turn and just storm forward together from there. Issue was I was having issues. That doesn't play very well. Problem was I was having some issues. You don't really notice it until you notice it from the video, but if you've ever been on track where you have engine problems or something is just off and making you slow, you know that it's the most annoying thing ever. And it's just like one of those mental blocks too, where it's a whole deal. But yeah, so make up a few spots here and there, but the entire race, I knew something was up pretty quick because it just felt slower. And I thought at the time it was maybe a brake thing, at least in the beginning of the race. And I point to my brake actually, I think a couple times, just let Kacy and Dad know, they're watching me. I'm like, hey, I think my brake's messed up. As the race goes on though, I was more and more thinking, oh hey, shoot, this is actually probably an engine thing, because it wasn't actually coming out of corners that it was slow, which is normally when the brake is messed up, you're turning and it's not aligned or something's going on, and it's just rubbing coming out of the corners, so you're just dog slow out of the corners. I actually wasn't too slow coming out of the corners, but mid-straight to on, I just did not have that oomph that everybody else did. I was just definitely just missing something. It wasn't a gearing thing, it was just, hey, I'm off. At this point in the race, the rain is coming down. I'm just doing everything I can to kind of pull in on some guys. I think the rain had a slight effect on the track. It maybe was getting a little moist, but I don't remember being too slick here. So just past the 33, I'm pulling in on these next guys. Just honestly doing everything I can to try to make up stuff in the corners, because I know on the straights right here, they're just pulling away from me like you wouldn't believe. So really didn't get to move up too much. But like I said, a couple incidents with guy spinning in the rain gave me a little bit of life, a little bit of energy. This one was maybe a little bit sketchier than I would have liked, so narrowly avoiding a couple incidents there to make up some spots. But ultimately they did kind of catch back up to me. You can see here, yeah, and I know I'm like dead down on power. Like I should have been far ahead of these guys, pulling away from them, and they just caught me every straightaway. So yeah, there I am, just obviously pretty upset with everything. But we did have a great little battle here. The last lap or two was really, really fun to watch. So make a play on the inside here, a little over under, so I'm back in control. This, I believe, is coming to the white flag. And there's 3 of us here. I'm actually the first car in the pack. Yep, and then there's the other 2. Yeah, you can see, I mean, I'm very frustrated. I had nothing I can do about any of these things. Just the end of the straights, I think I was at like 51 or 5400 RPM. I can't really remember. But I was low, if you know anything. 6100 is what you're supposed to be. That's where you're clicking on the rev limiter, and yeah, you can see him just kind of pull away even on a little section of the track like that. So this is coming up to the final lap here. Man, I was just better, you know. I come out of the corner pretty well, and then boom, I hit a wall, and they don't, and they keep going. But I was gonna send it. I knew that was my only real chance to do anything. So you can see that I just kept the inside and just hammered down. So I'm now in the middle of the track after these guys both go around me. I actually lose out to both of them. Bo is a great finish to the line. I'm pissed off behind the helmet. That's no surprise. But so finished 25th. Made up spots only because of wreckage, really.
Okay, starting 20th, final. Lights are on. Time to go. You know, this isn't a great format for me. I wear glasses and I have a lot of trouble with mid-range vision, and it just seems to get exasperated at night. So just decided going into this race that I was going to trust my lines, not worry about the shadows, and just kind of run my race. And we had made some adjustments because I wasn't at all happy with the kart, and I think we narrowed the rear going into the night, trying to make sure the grip was there, and got by Jeff and just got off the track there and left the door back open for him to get by me. But the thing that I did note in the night race was my pace was better. Didn't just get left in the dust by people. And coming up around here, I try and make a run on Todd. Didn't exit the corner smoothly, and it allows him to eventually keep the momentum there on the outside, and I decide not to race him into that turn, let him go. And I followed Todd a lot during this race, and he's, you know, we've talked a lot in our videos about how much better he's gotten. And so looking here, Todd goes wide on Jeff Munch, and I decided to follow him through. Thought Jeff was going to move out there, but he saw me. Appreciate him giving me the room and pick up a spot and, you know, head for the next shadow. Going into the scoreboard there, somebody gets off, able to pick him off and keep the line and focus in on Todd. I really interesting run that night with Todd. I'd have him in some places and he'd have me in others, and this is kind of the fortuitous thing. We're coming in on a slower kart, and I was going to follow Todd, and just at the last minute I swung just a hair wider, and it allowed me to get a good run. He was trying to complete the pass, and this is the last lap, so heading down in there, you know, he gives me a lot of room here, and I'm able to hold on to the exit with the low line and head towards the finish line. And I'm sure he was frustrated here. I think maybe you can see a head bob. Tough break, Todd. The old man got you this time, but good race, fun night race. Made some adjustments during this one. It's probably the best I've driven during any night race, and hopefully I'll be able to apply those things, and even with a bad set of eyes next year, make it better. So move from 20 to 14th. We call that a good run here for the old man of Stahl Racing. And you know, next Labor Day, turn on the lights and we'll go.
smile, yeah.
Grandpa won.
Yeah.
In my own mind, buddy. I won.
Moral victory. Yeah.
You say your fastest time of the weekend?
There he is.
And the night?
I was able to swerve out.
Well, you got a great run on me. I'm like, I'm bogged down. I'm like, oh, I know them lights.
So, night race. Obviously, we're doing lights, obviously. What I'm curious is if anybody can tell what mine is. It's been mostly nose on what it is. So I tried to do an outline of 14. I think it shows actually really well in the video. Everyone should just look at his camera. But apparently in person, it doesn't show as well. So that idea may not have been as cool as I thought, but I just love running the LEDs. It's just a cool, fun little thing. Okay, starting in 6th, and I think I was kind of sleeping at the wheel here. I kind of got dusted on this start, and so I'm on the outside going into turn 1 here, and I just didn't have an outside lane. I mean, just closed down. They just closed it on me, and I had 2 wheels on in the grass, which is wet, and so I got wide. I'm getting just railroaded, and then right here coming into this corner, I think I still just had junk on my tires, and I just lost it, sent it out into the grass. Kind of amazing I didn't spin there, because that grass, it's not just like a little dewy, it's like, I mean, it was soaked. You'll see the camera here when it turns on my face, and then there's a temper tantrum, but I wiped all the water from my face shield, and then there you can see it. So I mean, it was very wet grass, and it was unfortunate because the kart was really good. Like, it was really good. So that was pretty frustrating, because from a championship standpoint, it really hurt. Like, this was pretty rough, and I mean, there's been a stretch of really rough races, and that's, you know, it is what it is. And so here, coming up on Noah, and Noah, thank you for reaching out, man. It was good to hear from you. He reached out and said he was excited to make it onto the vlog. And here, Dad talked about the shadows in his morning walk, and here, I'll show you, I even suffered from it. So I turned in once, oh, nope, too early, and then I had to turn in again. And it wasn't just one time that happened. It was a number of times. Here, wanted to give a shout out to the 35. He could have raced me into that and, you know, backed off, and I appreciated that. Then here, gonna make a move on the 63, and I think he did the same thing, and finished 17th. Like I said, brutal championship. Took a hit.
Yep.
It was so good. That's so frustrating because it was so good.
Yep.
I mean, Dad, kudos to you for the setup. I never thought I'd say those words, buddy, but kudos to Dad for the setup advice.
Look at you, Dad.
You were hooked up. I've never seen anything like it. May have been your best drive. Too bad you couldn't get to that group in front.
I know you love to play. What do you love to play?
I want to play rockets, cars, monster trucks,
Monster truck. And you like to run.
And like to run.
And race.
And race.
And be Spidey.
And be Spidey.
Who does Aunt Maddie act like when we play Spidey? Doc Ock. Yep. Who's Grandpa? Rhino. Well, we joked at the beginning from 25 to 1. Not 2. We're not settling for less than 1. But we still have 10 laps to go, and Ben's already gone from 24th to 14th. So, I mean, if he did that in 2 laps, granted, 11 people went out on the very first lap.
That doesn't change anything.
But Ben didn't. And that's what counts.
And after finishing 25th, I will start the final on 25th, and you know, it's a bummer, but we spent some time working on it and getting all the issues I was having earlier worked out, and I was, you know, looking to avoid that right there, a massive wreck. I was out in practice running with fast guys and slow guys the night before, and everybody seemed to be kind of sketchy that first lap or so out. We did get a warm-up lap to go out and just get our tires warm. yeah, what's that going to do? So for going into turn 1, I was going slow intentionally. I wasn't going to throw away a race because of that. But this is also, the thing that does suck about starting from the back on this track is it's kind of hard to pass. It's just a shorter track, less moments to pass, as you see the car spinning behind me. Less places to pass than a normal track, and just less time on track due to it being such a short track. So the cards were stacked slightly against me to make a real run for the start, but instantly I knew the issues were solved and I was feeling a lot better. I was feeling way more confident, and it's hard to really show that on this video. There's some passing and stuff, but it was just a night and day difference. So here's the 82. I was just so slow compared to him in the race earlier. Felt all right in the corners, but on the straightaway, I mean, he just obviously dusted me. You saw it as he beat me in the heat race before, but I was all over him here. Bumped him a little bit too much, and he's like, all right, go by. I lost all my momentum after the bump, trying to get by, because he waves me on 2 times, and I'm like, am I just like going? He didn't break or anything, but he did not fight the position, so I did appreciate that. And the charge was on. You can see the gap to the next crew and the next crew, and I just continued to try to move up. And this is actually Matt Geist in the 531. Shout out Ghost Racing, best in the business. Our guy is the supplier engine power, and the 531 there, that's Matt. Derek is the other member of that crew. Get by Matt here. He gave me the souped up engine for the race. Thank goodness I didn't tech it. That's a joke. But past Matt, and then this is Pony, who you guys may remember. Pony was in a video before. I think the race that we have him on camera with me, he finished right in front of me, or he finished 4th or 5th. It was the race I got DQ'd for doing nothing wrong. But he actually would go on to win the next day of that race weekend. So here I am with Pony. I know him with fast guys. After the race, I did talk to him. He was having some issues of his own, so not as impressive as I thought to catch him, but still felt really good to catch Matt and Pony, 2 very good drivers in their own right, and then ultimately pull away from them. So the only thing that sucked here was a little bit of too little time on the clock to make any real moves up into the top 10. So I wound up finishing 10th here, but ultimately just felt like I drove a great race, to be honest with you. Like, things were clicking. You don't really see it from the video, but man, I was moving pretty well, and it was a great confidence boost, great into the night race weekend after having just some terrible luck and a lot of frustrations the entire time. So great event by Newcastle. Had a ton of fun as always. Just unlucky for a while, but final was fun. Final was a ton of fun.
That was a sick race, kid. This is awesome. Seriously.
Were you taking notes from me or what, man? That was good. That was a heck of a drive, man. That was great.
Did it feel good?
Yeah, I literally every lap I'm watching the leaders and I know I'm pulling in on them.
Yep.
Until I caught people.
At one point you had the 4th fastest.
Yeah.
I don't know how you ended up. But
Yeah, I ran alone.
Because he was alone. Like, if his was, yep. But at one point, yeah, you were 4th fastest.
I just felt really good. I really felt like, too, and even behind people, I just felt like I could stay glued on bumpers and stuff. But that, I mean, there was what? I guess only one time that happened before I bumped anybody. I just felt good. Felt really good.
Looked good.
Kart was on rails. Motor was strong. I don't know if Matt saw that, but
looked like
Yeah.
you got a little bump in the first stuff and you came through it.
yeah, it was pretty crazy in the beginning.
All right, it is that time of the night. Helmet ceremony time. We've got a big crew here tonight. When it's
What
late.
time is it?
It's 12:30.
Well, it's 12:30.
Yeah, and it is great grandma's maybe first time on the vlog, and so she's also gonna join in. Okay, I know you've been so patient. Finley, what you got?
I got a ladybug.
Ladybug.
I got a ladybug.
You got a ladybug.
Ladybug.
Oh, ladybugs are good.
Okay.
Bugs are good.
Go ahead and put it on there, buddy. Where you want it? Yeah?
What about BirelArt?
Yeah, get on the left side.
There you go.
Hey, Finley, can you say like, share, and subscribe?
Like,
No, it's-
streaming, and subscribe.
No,
Good
we
job,
want to
Munchkin.
say click those ads.
No.
All right,
it's
down.
free for a
What you
reason.
got?
The old saying is,
What
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Tonight,
You found it, huh?
Grandpa has a funny
tonight
joke.
you got the horns, but you were kind of the bull, and because our selection was limited, your bull has udders.
Well, thank you. Here we go.
Wait, did he put that on the good side?
I'm not sure.
Dad, you put
Yes,
this
he
on the
did.
good
It's
side?
at the top of the good side.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was going to be good.
I went with a cat. I couldn't really get a black cat, but it probably looks black. It's a dark blue. But a black cat, obvious reasons, signify bad luck. Kacy's had some bad luck here, and this is going to go on the bad side.
Finley has been carrying around a little rocket ship like this today, and I was really hoping that it would make Dada's cart into a rocket ship, which it did, but sadly it did not have its chance to fully fly, which is why I found the smallest rocket I could. So I will put your teeny tiny rocket that came in too late on the bad side. But it's going up, so that's good.
Reggie?
Oh boy.
Got a little polar bear on ice.
Uh-huh.
Got his arms up. He's like, what the heck? That's kind of you.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Because he slipped. But it wasn't on ice. It was just on
Yeah.
track.
Okay. That seems
I
fitting.
think got a sticker for you too.
Grandma Heifer?
She thought that was the thing. She picked
Well,
one out for you and Dad already too.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
So-
do them both. Come on,
Yeah,
Grandma.
we'll have her
What
go
you got,
last so
honey?
She can give all of you.
Is that a cloud?
This is a cute cloud because it's been a little cloudy for you recently, but you still look cute. But it goes on
bad
bad.
cute. Yeah.
It's not about looks here.
Mom, there you go. Nope. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm steering away from racing tonight, and I'm just going with the dad and the son because you're an awesome dad, and that's what's most important. So.
On the bad side.
But on the bad side.
No, it's not on the
okay.
bad side. Absolutely not. I want it to be. There we go.
Wait,
You're
hold
an
on.
awesome dad.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, hold on, Mom. I think that's a female elf. I think it's a mama elf.
Shush. It is not.
I'm an owl.
An owl.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a wise guy.
Okay.
He's a peacemaker.
Okay.
Aw.
And which side is he?
So
This is
this is
good.
good and
This is
this
not
is
so good.
bad.
Okay. Well, you're a peacemaker.
Oh.
Yes.
That is
Grandma.
very true for today.
Thank you very
Casey
much,
did play
Grandma.
Peacemaker, didn't he?
And
Okay,
you
does
had
Ben
some.
get his?
Okay.
Or Dad
Well,
get his?
can you explain them to me, Grandma? We'll have to put them on.
Yeah.
But what is
Well,
what's
they're
this one?
donkeys.
Both?
They make-
Both of them.
Both of them got donkeys. I
Both
got
of them
an owl and they got
wise owl
donkeys.
Because they
Oh.
made an ass out of themselves.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Grandma, you need to come back every weekend.
Well, only if you guys perform like
Yeah.
you did tonight.
Yeah.
You know, so-
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, the two good performers got donkeys too. I don't know.
Oh, that's so great. I don't think it's about on-track stuff. Grandma's not
this
about the
seems
on-track.
personal.
She's about the deep stuff. She gets it. You know what? The fact that I got more bad tonight than good is totally okay now that I saw Grandma's choices of stickers for them.